Hey everybody, David G here, founder of the Internet Marketing Party, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be bringing you the one, the only, Nathan Latka. How are you, Nathan?
What's up, David? I'm glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. So, Nathan is the founder. How old are you, 24?
Yeah, 24.
24, and you founded a company, a little old company called Heyo.
Heyo!
It's you gave me a little thing here. It's the most effective social marketing platform for small businesses looking to drive engagement, capture emails, and generate sales on social media. I'll let you say that in plain English in a few minutes, but what matters to our viewers is you did 6 figures in your first year in business, and you grew revenues with like almost 147% in the second year. And a Forbes billionaire just gave or invested $2 million. They didn't just give it to you, right? They invested it.
David, I wish they gave it.
So they invested $2 million in Heyo just to help reach your goal of 500,000 customers by 2017. And from the posts that I see on your Facebook wall and the places I see you engaging, the people I see you connecting with, I know you're going to hit that. So welcome to the Internet Marketing Party.
Dude, I'm thrilled to be here.
Sweet. So what can we share with viewers today to entice them to run, fly, walk, telecommute, transport to Austin, Texas on Thursday, August the 14th at 7 p.m.
You know, I think, look, I'm only 24, so I mean, I popped out of the womb yesterday, but my whole story started, they were about 12 inches long and about 6 inches deep, and they were stacked up all around me. And I was in this shell, like 12 foot by 12 foot dorm room, David, okay? But this is where my story started, and my only goal was to figure out how to generate like I would have loved 5 to 7K each month, so I would never have to rely on anybody else the rest of my life. And that's because it was 2009, David, and I was an architect major, and nobody was hiring architects. So I was screwed if I didn't figure this out. So what I'm gonna focus on specifically at the party, and it will be a party on August 14th, are 2 things. First, I'm going to talk to you about Heyo's growth, right? So how did I in my dorm room, literally rocking Christmas boxers, half naked, cold calling online under my bunk bed, how did we do $407,000 our first year?
Not much has changed, not by way of the dress, right? I saw you were wearing your pajama pants. So how did you do that?
Well, so a lot of it was just cold, hard hustle, but there were several key phrases I used in emails that I sent out to get people to respond, and I ended up selling 100 $700 Facebook fan pages, so 70 grand in sales using this phrase. And come to the party on the 14th. I'll open my inbox and show you that exact phrase I used.
And you think it'll still work today?
Absolutely. In fact, I now have a whole sales team that knows this phrase. It works, and it's how we continue to grow. In fact, we use the phrase, David, to grow from $407,000 our first year to over 6 figures, so 150% year-over-year growth in our second year. And it was wild. After we did this initial outreach to folks, we then leveraged webinars. Now, David, have you had like Lewis Howes and all those guys at Internet Marketing Party?
They've come as guests, but we haven't had anybody really focus on webinars.
We've had Clay, right?
Yeah, but he didn't really talk about webinars. He talked about he unveiled metrics that he had never unveiled before. So yeah, but why? Well, first of all, let's backtrack just a second. We're going to put a pin right there. We'll come back to talk about webinars. What exactly is Heyo? Because you would think I would know, but there's so many different moving parts here, and like you're crushing it. That's very obvious. But what does Heyo do? Like if I was like an 87-year-old woman sitting next to you on a plane, and I was like, "What do you do, Sonny?" And you wouldn't say, well, I mean, if she was like, well, what's Heyo? What would you tell her? Like, or a 5-year-old, like a 5th grader or something.
So if it was a grandma, and if I was on a plane, I'd say, hey, do you have grandkids? And she'd probably say yes. And I say, do they use Facebook? And she'll say, oh yeah, I heard about this Facebook thing. And I'd say, well, what Heyo does? I'll say, Grandma, listen, marketers, small businesses, and entrepreneurs are pissed right now because of two things. One, organic reach for their content is just getting plummeted. It's plummeting.
What does that mean? Organic reach.
So Grandma, what that means is when you post an update on Facebook, like none of your peeps will see it. Like they don't even get your granny quotes or anything. No one sees this stuff. So
it's just going off into the oblivion. It's like
to the abyss.
Like one more grain of sand on a 17-mile beach.
Whoa, David, I like that, man. Yeah, that's exactly right. So Grandma, marketers are pissed that they work so hard to build up these likes on these fan pages, and then when they post content to these pages, no one freaking sees it. So the second thing that marketers are pissed about is, let's say they do post content and they really want to get engagement. Well, Facebook ad prices, according to their Q2 earnings call, which was just 2 days ago, Facebook ad prices per ad unit have increased 122% year over year. So what that means is if you were paying $1 a year ago for an ad or a click, you're now paying 122% more for that same exact click. And frankly, small businesses, entrepreneurs, and marketers with low budgets just get screwed. So what Heyo is helping these folks do is helping them build email lists, an asset that they own from Facebook, so they're not subject to all these market changes with Facebook that they don't have any control over.
Sweet. So you basically are an like a lead capture mechanism inside of Facebook.
Yeah, if Clay Collins was pitching this, he'd say it's lead pages for Facebook.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I'm glad I asked, because I didn't really I mean, I know so many amazingly talented people, and like I would have no time for my family or friends if I really dug deep. You would think I would have dug deep in yours, since you're going to be on our stage and stuff, but I've done this before, and you always shine. You badass marketers always shine best when I let you tell me yourself. So cool. So now we're going back to the pinpoint, to pull out that pin, and you said you were talking about
webinars.
Webinars, yes. You're going to talk about webinars. So is that what you're going to talk about at the party?
Well, so what I'm going to do is I'll tell you exactly how we've taken the business, and it's a monthly recurring business. So literally, we do 5K one month. Next month, you just stack on top of it. We do 10K, then 30K. We're obviously way above that now. We've used webinars as a critical strategy to do this. And the reason, David, I asked you if you had Clay talk about this, he might not have shared this publicly because it's a core growth driver for lead pages, but he himself, even as a CEO that's raised millions of dollars, is still spending a lot of time doing webinars himself because it is absolutely moving the needle. So there's two specific things that we do on our webinars that increase the sales percentage on each webinar from around what it was 5% beforehand to up over 21% after these tactics. And what I mean is, if you've got 100 people on at the offer, before these tactics, about 7 would buy. After these tactics, about 21 would buy at an average price point of $300. So it was a significant mover. Here's the first one. You want to do something called a note giveaway. So on the third slide of your webinar, you want to say something like, stay till the end of the webinar and submit a picture of your notes for a chance to win $50 in ad spend, or whatever you want your incentive to be.
OMG.
Yeah, so David, check this out. Anyone listening right now, you can actually see real time the submissions we're getting. We always use hashtag Heyo Notes. So if you go on Twitter or Instagram and search Heyo as hashtag Heyo Notes, you're going to see all these creative, like, people taking notes with their dogs and their babies and bacon and then Heyo Notes in the middle, whiteboards. You'll see them all over the place. And what this does is it does two things. It keeps people using their physical body, their muscles, right, as they're taking notes during the webinar, so they get addicted to your voice and what you're saying. And it keeps them till the end.
I'm looking at them right now.
They're cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
Tell everyone about one of them that you're looking at. Describe it.
This one is some lady that took a picture of her. I'll just bring it up here onto the screen. I'm going to cover up your beautiful face there.
Okay.
I should say your handsome face.
I'll take both.
So now nobody could see your expression when I said that. Yeah, so I mean, there's just gobs here. You can do this at home. Just go Heyo Notes on Twitter.
Yep.
But yeah, anyway, keep going. I get it.
Yep. So that's the first. That's the first.
So what's the next one? I mean, anybody who's watching this is gonna get that. Like, if you want him to go into more detail, come to the freaking party. What's the second one?
The second one, this is just freaking, I mean, it's genius. And it gets you free traffic. The first slide of your slide deck. So again, you get on the webinar 15 minutes early, and you put up the first slide that says, can you hear me and see my screen? If so, check in. And put a link up that says heyo.com/check-in. So David, type that in right now, or anyone else listening right now, type in, I think the link is still live, heyo.com/check-in. And David, while you're pulling it up, I'll say something on the webinar like, guys, thanks for joining. You're in the right spot if you're waiting on the webinar to start, focused on how you can double your leads. But I need your help. I need to know if you can hear me clearly and see my screen. So go here to check in. When they do that, it tweets out a pre-populated message with a link into the webinar. So we spike attendance rate by about 150% on every webinar using this strategy.
Wow. Whose ideas were these?
I just pulled it out of my ass.
No way.
No, I seriously, I just thought, how can I turn these people that got on 30 minutes early, who are probably the people that are going to love us the most, into marketers so we can spike the attendance rate?
Okay. And you have 6 of these?
There's 6 of them. Yeah, so you asked what I'm going to go over at the party. I will go over the additional tactics we use to get sales percentages and attendance rates and registration rates up on webinars.
Holy moly. Okay, well, we're running down on time here, down to the last 50 seconds to start winding down. You got 4 more of these. What else should people know? Anything else actionable they can take away now, or anything you want to say about what you're going to talk about at the party?
Yeah, last thing I'll say is, again, I'll go over additional webinar tactics, but additionally, I'll talk through the single word that we used to convince that Forbes billionaire to invest $2 million in the business. I'll open my inbox and show you the email exchange. I think it'll surprise you. And then lastly, I'll go into metrics and data like Clay that we've never revealed related to the kinds of campaigns that are converting the highest on Facebook right now in terms of emails captured and sales. And David, they'll get all of that on August 14th at the Internet Marketing Party.
Sweet. I want to be there. I will be there. I promise. Pinky promise. I'm there. See, there's the timer saying we're done. So cool, man. Dude, I'm so stoked. I guess you said it's going to be a party. Any aside from the amazing content they're going to get, any teasers as far as any surprises you have up your sleeve? Because
let's just say there's a lot of people in Austin that yield a lot of influence, both from a capital perspective and a market perspective. And I may pull 1 or 2 strings to get those people on stage with me. So you'll have to wait to see if someone joins me on stage, but I think it'll surprise even you, David.
That's freaking cool, and I'll tell you why. Because right before we started recording, I said, is the guy I met from San Antonio the billionaire? Because we hung out last time you were in Austin. He goes, no, he's not a billionaire yet. This is another billionaire. And I was like, so the billionaire that... And then you're like, no, that's another billionaire. So I'm just like, I started laughing. You're like, why are you laughing? And I'm like, because you're just talking about all these. I thought I was connected. I'd rather be connected to a handful of billionaires than 10,000 regular common folk. Regular old millionaires.
No, I'm stoked to spend time with the community you've built, David. It's going to be a blast.
I'm just messing with you. And with those of you watching. All right, well, cool. Parting words as we say goodbye?
Heyo!
Awesome. Well, cool, man. I'm looking forward to it. Everybody go to internetmarketingparty.com/Austin. If you want to become a member, it's internetmarketingparty.com/join, because Nathan and I have been scheming about some really cool stuff he's only going to give you if you're a member. If you're coming to the party, you're still going to get amazing value, amazing content, stuff that'll help you in your business. And becoming a member, trust me, it's going to be worth it. So see you guys and gals Thursday, August the 14th, Austin, Texas. Looking forward to it. Boom. All right. Over and out.